Big up people, Waffle Don in the building. We are going to talk about Arsenal's next 5 fixtures. I thought I'd do a little pre-record because sometimes you're able to get more information rather than scrolling and looking at the chat and responding to the chat as well. And I think I'm about the only one that's doing predicting the next 5 or talking about the next 5 games in terms of Arsenal. When you want to win a championship, or you want to win whatever championship you want to win, you want to kind of look slightly into the future. It's just like business as well, you know, looking at, you know, potential risks and all that kind of stuff. It's the same with football as well. And I will say as a disclaimer, it depends on how our managers approaches throughout the games. So let's talk about potentially what we've done so far. So we've won 4 games, I believe, lost 1, that was against Liverpool, and we've drawn 1 game. So we played 6 games. So the next 5 games, this is including the Champions League game as well. It's going to take us up to 10 Premier League games, 2 Champions League games played. Or actually, it's going to be 3 because there's another Champions League game in there. But anyway, let's bring up the fixtures anyway, so you guys get an understanding of what I'm talking about. Okay, so let's bring up the fixtures quickly. Here they are. Just share the screen, and we'll talk about each team as we go along. So the next game against Olympiacos is going to be on Wednesday, and that's going to be a potential Champions League game. Now, I just want to focus on Olympiacos for a moment. Now, Olympiacos, yeah, they're one of those teams that if you don't focus on really beating them, and you're thinking about the next game, then you're going to end up not doing great against them. I know previously we've lost to them in Champions League finals, not Champions League final, in the Europa League. When we look at the head-to-head, if I show you the head-to-head, you'll be surprised. Stop this screen. When you look at the head-to-head, this is what the head-to-head looks like so far between both teams. 4 wins each. Look at that. 4 wins each. So it goes to show. And they've scored more goals as well. They've scored 14 goals and we scored. So I don't look at Olympiacos as any mugs, but because of the arrogance in us, we should be beating these guys because of the potential that we have in our team and obviously the squad. We've got a very good squad this season. I'm not going to do predictions, as I said, but it'd be interesting how this game goes. Is it going to be a tight game? Are we going to batter them? I really don't know. But looking at the head-to-head, if you look there, yeah, it's 4 apiece, no draws. In terms of players, I don't really notice or recognize a lot of their players. I know they've got one player called Daniel Podence. He used to play for Wolves, I believe. Apart from him, I don't know who else really in their team who we should be fearing. I thought the guy from Saudi went to their team, but one from Villa, the youngster from Villa, I can't remember his name right now. But I thought he went to their team as well. A lot of unknown players in here, but a lot of these players have played in Europe as well. They've got someone called Costinha. Is he Portuguese or something? I don't know where he's from, but you know, they got players that I suppose, you know, have experience, have European experience, have played in Europe at some point. Obviously, Olympiacos, they're at the top of their league as well. So, you know, very, very good team. And, you know, is their team a Farmers League? I don't know. They've got AFK, AEK, Athens, the likes of those teams in there. So, yeah, man, it'd be interesting how we fare against this club as well. No one's going to bring up these stats, by the way, the head to head, because no one actually. I did not add myself back in. No one actually knows. Let's maximize this. No one actually looks at all these kind of stats, I don't feel, but it'd be an interesting game. So I'm hoping that every game I want to win every game, obviously, but you know, there's always might be twists and turns. This person might be injured and all of that and all of that and all of that. We could do a potential team as well. So let's do a potential lineup as well whilst we're at it as well. I didn't think about that. But we can do a potential lineup for this game. Let's share the screen if I can. So this is gonna make the recording a bit longer as well. But I like to do the interactive thing, but today, obviously, I've got to do my thing. So Ray is gonna go in goal. He's our number one choice. Centre backs, Saliba. Doesn't matter what position they're in. Who's he? That's not Saliba. They've changed his face. Just put anyway. That's supposed to be Saliba. I think that's he plays for PSG. That guy, doesn't he? I don't know what's going on there. Gabriel. The names are absolutely messed up on this today. What is going on? Let's refresh this. See if that makes a difference. Let's try again. David Raya. He's all right. Let's do Gabriel. That's better. Saliba. Oh. Oh, let's do Gabriel there. Actually, let's change that around because I'm. Why is this thing not changing around? It's so annoying. Anyway, doesn't matter. We'll move on. I think this team will be quite easy to pick actually. Let's put Jurian. Put Timber there on the right back. Left back. Hincapi's still injured, but I think he's back maybe today or tomorrow. But I wouldn't put him in straight away. Maybe if he's fit, he can come on in the second half, but I'm not gonna risk it by putting him. I think he had a groin injury, but I'm not too sure. But I'm gonna play maybe maybe go for Miles. Maybe put Miles. Put Miles there. Centre mid. Go for Rice. Zubi. And I'm going for Eze in the 10. Eze in the 10. Put Zubi in there. Zubi Mendy. Left wing goes for Saka. York. And it's just doing everything wrong today. I don't know why, but it's the team's a team, isn't it? Who are we playing on the left then? It's going to be on the left, but who are we playing on the left? Maybe Martinelli. That would be my potential team, and I've had it like this all this time. That's my potential team for the game against Olympiacos. Obviously, Saka being the left spot. Why? Oh my! This is really bad. Do you know what? Maybe I'll start with Martinelli. Actually, I thought Trossard was good, but they're both bench players, and it's like, who do you pick? So I'll probably start with Trossard because Martinelli can just bring him on with pace as well. So just remember, you're moving left to right, right to left. So Saka be on the right and Trossard be on the left. Eze in the 10 is Mendy. So that would be my team starting against Olympiacos. So just have a bit of muscle memory there. Remember that for a second, because it's going to be going away in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I'm back. Okay, so I think we need to start fast against Olympiacos. I don't want to see Arteta doing the let's put Marino in, let's start off slow, let's take our time, let's be defensive. I don't think we need to do that against this team. I think Olympiacos is there for the taking. I don't watch Olympiacos, to be honest, but I just feel that we're in a space now where we're confident. We're playing against physical teams week in, week out, and we're producing results. As you can see, we won 4. We played against City, we played against Liverpool, we played against Newcastle. All these teams are physical teams. I don't see Olympiacos being on any of these teams' levels. I wouldn't even say Olympiacos is on Forest's level. So yeah, I just feel that they're there for the taking. I think it's going to be a routine win against Olympiacos. I'm not going to do. I will catch up with my previews. So I'll do a preview for the Olympiacos game. But you've seen what my team looks like for that game. If there was any changes left back, then Calafiori starts. But I think Calafiori needs a little rest, and let's introduce Miles Skelly into that game. So moving on, next game we're going to talk about, who we have at the weekend is, and this is a Premier League kickoff at 3 o'clock on the 4th, that's Saturday the 4th, is West Ham. Now, this team is a really weird team. So we've got another manager bounce. It seems like we've got our second manager bounce now. Forest was the first, with Ange coming in. Now our second manager bounce is with Nuno coming in. Potter got the sack. Now, it's always difficult to predict how a team's going to react with a new manager bounce. West Ham are in 19th right now. I think they lost their last 2 games. They've not been impressive this season. But in saying that, they will give Arsenal a game, I believe. It's one of those ones where, it's creaming my arms, by the way. It's one of those ones where new manager bounce, keep the game tight, try and counter attack, because they got some fast wingers, they've got some decent players in their team. They just need a manager that's going to get the best out of them. And I think Nuno is potentially someone that can get the best out of these West Ham players, but it's going to take him time, and I don't think Saturday he has that time. So maybe he's just going to set up mid-low block, frustrate Arsenal, and we're going to just have to just work them down throughout the whole game. I can see us potentially winning this, but I'm also cautious of West Ham as well, because they're a big team, set pieces, and they've got the likes of Bowen up top. They've got what's his name, Powell, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm talking about, the Brazilian guy as well, good at set pieces. The guy, the young lad who played for Leeds, they've got him as well. So you know they've got a decent team. Very big players as well. So it's gonna be a difficult game. It's a 3 o'clock kickoff. So yeah, we're just gonna have to just be patient for that game. But I believe that we can actually win this game. And if you want to win a championship, you have to be able to. It's not the big games that people concentrate. It's these little games that Arsenal need to take control of. And you guys know what I mean, yeah. It's the little games where we struggle, where there's a mid low block, where we just cannot, get over the line. And I believe with the likes of Eze, Gyökeres causing havoc, moving the team around, I believe that we should be able to overcome West Ham on Saturday. And we're chasing Liverpool. We're 2 points behind us right now. So yeah, I think West Ham will be, I think that'd be a dubs, meaning a win on Saturday. But yeah, not really too much to go into in terms of West Ham, in terms of head-to-head. They've literally destroyed our title hopes 2 seasons ago, or maybe 2 seasons in a row. We've got to remember these things as well, just to have that little pain, yeah, to go into this game and want to just, annihilate them like we did at Emirates as well. But yeah, need to beat them on Saturday, 3 p.m. kickoff as well, guys. Make sure you are here for the watch along special, yeah, 3 p.m. And that is also a home game as well. So everything's dropping for us at the moment, and it's obviously a London derby. We've got 2 London derbies in a row. 2 London derbies in a row, because we have Fulham next after that on the 18th of October. So a little bit of a break. I think it's going to be the international break after the West Ham game. And then yeah, we just Fulham are one of those weird teams, man. Marco Silva, yeah, I don't really rate him that much, but he's an annoying type of manager, because his players will be up for it against Arsenal. They'd be up against it against Arsenal, and I really do like the youngster in Josh King. I think he's a baller. I think he's got the potential to play for a massive team. Yeah, I was watching him against Villa the other day, and he's young still, but he reminds me of a little bit. He reminds me a little bit of Michael Owen, but a more techie type guy. He's got pace. He's really skillful on the ball. Do you know what I mean? And his understanding of the game at 18 is phenomenal. So I think, yeah, he's got the potential to go all the way, and I'm hoping he does go all the way, because he's a very good player. But you know what? Fulham is a nice place to learn. Do you know what I mean? Learn your craft, and yeah, I think he's doing good over there. Marco Silva's doing all right over there, but I still feel that he has the bozo gene as a manager. They got good attackers, but then again, they can score, but then a team can just score like 2 against them in like a minute. The defense is all over the place at times. Against Liverpool, last season they looked really good, and then all of a sudden it just the floodgates opened. So they got weaknesses, and potentially they can be got at. That game's at Craven Cottage, so that'll be a away game as well. So I can see that game. I shouldn't think this is a tough game, but it's an evening kickoff as well. So yeah, it might be a really tight game, that game. Can we win that game? Of course we can win that game. So I'm going to go for an Arsenal win against Fulham as well. It's going to be tight, but I think it's going to be an Arsenal win. Now, you lot might be thinking, these guys want to win the championship, but all I'm hearing is this guy talking about, oh, if we win and it's very difficult to predict against teams that do mid to low blocks against you and counter attack, you know, and it depends on also the manager as well, and the team selection as well. There's so many different factors involved with all of this. I've had to think about all of these things before I actually done this stream as well, because without being disrespectful, we should be beating these teams, but we know football, how football goes. Content creators be saying, oh, these are easy fixtures, but for me, there's no easy fixture in the Premier League. Yeah, there's beatable teams, but I don't think there's easy fixtures. If you don't turn up, yeah, the other team might turn up, and potentially, if you don't turn up, you can potentially lose or draw that game as well. So, you know, the players' attitudes have to be right. The players also, if they're being rotated as well, is the team good enough? You know, because we'd have to rotate as well. We're not going to be playing players just like that. We're going to have to rotate, because the game after that, in 3 days later, is against this team, Atletico Madrid. Now, Atletico Madrid. Now, this is a game. I know it's at home as well. This is a game that I'm really finding hard to predict. We've only played them twice. We've only played them twice before. Champions League, and it's 1 win and 1 draw to Atleti. They've got the upper hand so far. They've got a good team. They kind of mirror us, to be honest, in their league. 3 titles, the same as us. Not looking like, you know, the early days when Simeone was cooking at Atleti. So they can get got out. They can get got out. But for me, this is a difficult game as well. This is a really difficult game. But the advantage is we're at home. Now, we've got the likes of Alvarez up top. Very, very good player. I don't even want to go through their team, but they've got a very, very good team. I want to win this game, but I also don't want to lose this game as well. So I feel for this game that Arteta's going to go defensive, and he's going to try and just nick a goal. I know we're playing at home potentially, but I can just see the game going like that for some reason. So I'm probably going to say this game's going to be a draw. Depending on who we got, who's back and who's fit. I don't know if Nani's going to be back by that time. It depends on the players as well, who's going to be fit and who's going to be available for this game. So that's a game I'm a little bit up and down with. I'm not too sure. I'm confident that we can win, but I think it'd be a draw. I don't know why, but I just feel it'd be a draw. On to the next game. So the last game, and it's 3 London derbies in a row. Can you imagine that? 3 London derbies in a row. And the next game is against a team that are doing very well in the league this season. They're unbeaten. They're unbeaten in the league this season. And I think since last season, April, they haven't lost a game. And that's Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace come to the Emirates on the 26th of October. This potentially as well is a very difficult game for us as well. We've got 3 London clubs in a row. Can you believe that? I'm talking about outside of the other competitions. 3 London teams, which is good for us because we stay at home. So Arteta's got enough time to focus on the team, focus on what he wants, focus on the drive. And if he plays his card right, we can win all of these games, all 5 games, if he rotates the team correctly, if he plays players in their rightful positions. I can see Eze being very influential in a lot of these games, but I can also see the likes of Timber, Rice, Zubamendi, Gyökeres, maybe Saka as well, you know, because the last game against Newcastle, I think he struggled in. But we need a big game from Saka now. He's got back from injury. He played his first game yesterday. His first proper game yesterday. I wouldn't class Port Vale as a proper game, but these are the games now where the players should be coming into their own now. The fitness should be there. You know, it'd be nice to see Gyökeres bag a couple of goals as well, potentially. Seeing this team go for it with all 5 games. Let's not be too scared in these games. Let's just be confident and go and win these games. So yeah, that's potentially my take on all the 5 games. If you have a different take to me, then put a comment, like, subscribe, and all of them things there. But yeah, I can see us doing something amazing over the next 5 games, and I'm pretty confident. Because me, I'm usually negative, and I don't feel that we're going to do too well. But I feel now's the time for this Arsenal team to rise, and it's about time. You know, I've been waiting for this for a long time. But people, don't forget, make sure you slap the likes, make sure you subscribe if you're new, and if you love the content, put a comment. But yeah, if I'm wrong about any of these fixtures, then I'm wrong. But I feel that we can go and win every single game. At least not lose any. Maybe draw against the Atletico Madrid. But every other game, I'm confident. Crystal Palace as well, that's a difficult game as well, but we will see nearer the time. But anyway, people, make sure you slap the likes and all that. Make sure you subscribe and that. Waffle Don in the building. You know how it is. We out. Peace.